Our message affirmation today is I abide in God's time. And this is so appropriate as we are at the helm of a brand new year and we think about time. We think about all the time behind us, all the time ahead of us. This is a wonderful time to stop and realize that everything that we do, everything that we have, every experience that we live through, we are abiding in God's time. You and us, we're spiritual beings, but we also live this human experience, and we know how challenging it can be to wait, to be in a place where you have a financial need, or you have a healing need, or you have a fractured relationship. And of course, in our human state, we want all of these things resolved right now. Right now. And all of these things that we are going through, all of our challenges and our hurdles and our circumstances and situations are going to be resolved to their highest good. We need only understand and wait and know that it's going to be in God's time, which is really, really difficult when you're a human being and you have a need right now. Right now, I need that money to pay the rent. Right now, I need to have the full use of my arm so I can function. Right now, I need to be on good terms with everybody in my world so that my life is harmonious. And of course, we know that there are times when we just don't have the resources we need right when we need them. Or we have a health challenge and it's going to keep us down and it's going to keep us from doing the things that we want to do or need to do. And we also know that there are going to be times when, despite our best efforts, we're going to be at odds with people that we care about and love, and it's going to pose a challenge in our life. And we need to stop and understand that if we can abide in God's time and know that all of these things are going to be resolved to their very highest good, then of course we can become more relaxed and more accepting of the circumstance or situation we're in. It's not going to necessarily fill your pockets with money or put the roof over your head at that moment, but knowing and understanding that in God's time, all of this is going to come to you makes it so much easier. Anytime we're going through a circumstance or situation and we know it's going to get better, just that ease and comfort of knowing it's going to get better makes us completely whole even before we get to the situation being resolved. And so when we can know that looking, we don't necessarily see that the answer is going to be resolved. It's not as easy as when you're going through life and next Friday you're going to get your paycheck. You don't have any money today, but next Friday you're going to get your paycheck and it's going to be okay. So you have that knowledge. So a lot of times when we go through a circumstance or situation and we don't know what next Friday holds, but we can hold on to that comfort as if we knew and know that it is God's desire that we have all great things. Then we can become relaxed and we can become accepting of whatever limitation is being imposed on us in that moment. And we can abide in God's time and know that all these great things are coming to us. We talk so often in New Thought about our lives being meant to be places of great happiness and great health and great prosperity and great loving relationships. And of course, the start to end point can seem really long. From knowing that to be a reality and to experiencing that reality can be such a long period of time, and we can get so distraught and upset. And a lot of times we turn to a lot of human-based coping mechanisms, and we become angry and we justify or we blame or we become guilty, or there's all kinds of emotions that we go through. And of course, these things are little barriers that we create for ourselves, and they block us from receiving our good. And of course, it seems in the moment that this is a good resolution to the problem that we're going through because it satisfies our immediate need to be angry at somebody or to be feeling guilty or to complain about something or to put the blame on someone else, when all the time we need to understand that by stepping back and stepping out of the situation and abiding in God's time and knowing that the circumstance or situation you're going through isn't meant to be permanent. What is meant to be permanent is a life of good and a life of health and prosperity and good loving relationships. And so it's that process of abiding in God's time that can be so trying for us as humans. But it's important to realize also that we're always spiritual beings. We are spiritual beings and we're living this human experience. And when we connect with that spiritual side, then of course time disappears because we know that our time and God's time are two different things. But when we can understand that it is the desire of our Creator that we be these children of great happiness and great health and all these wonderful things that we are designed to have, then of course it becomes easier to deal with the circumstance and situation that you're going through. So in all things, we need to abide in God's time. So our goal for the week, and of course the whole year that's coming ahead of us, as we stand on the precipice of a new year, we know that there are all kinds of wonderful things in store for us. And we know the other side of that too is that we are living a human experience, and there will be some challenges, there will be some ruts in the road that we may have to deal with, but understanding that all things are meant for us in the highest, and we need only abide in God's time. So the goal is to understand that all great things are meant for you, beloved child of God, and align yourself with God's time. And of course, that can be a challenge, and so we do so often encourage everybody to use these tools that we use in New Thought. We use our meditation when we align ourselves with the power and the presence of God, and we use positive affirmations, and we avoid getting to a place where we're mired down in negativity and upset and using a lot of these human coping tools, which we talked about earlier, of blaming or feeling guilty or feeling angry or justifying things, when the reality is these are just life circumstances that we all go through. And when we can get to that place where we understand and we can use our positive affirmations, or we can take time out of the day and we can meditate and align ourselves with that divine power of God, then we know that all we're doing is living through a bleep in time, and that all of our good is coming to us, and we need only have faith in our Creator that indeed all of these great things are going to come to us. And the good news is that we are truly meant to experience a life of great happiness, love, and abundance. We need only align ourselves to the truth that all things will come to us in God's time. So we need only be patient and know that in God's time, all great things will come to us. So when you find yourself Monday morning, you're starting your week and you're frustrated, you can't get everything done, you can't seem to get out the door on time, and the car won't start, and there's traffic everywhere, and all of these things seem to pile up, and you feel like, how can I get ahead when all of these challenges are there? That's when we need to step back and align ourselves with the presence of power of God and see these little things for just what they are. There's just a little traffic, or, just for whatever reason, something's wrong with the car, but it can be repaired. All of these various circumstances and situations we go through, they're just little blips. When we think about the great time frame of our Creator and how old this universe is, and the power of our Creator, and how this Creator of all this vastness can actually devote a thought and time and attention to you, to each of us individually, and want only the best for us, then of course we know that it's not the world against us. We are the world against all of these challenges, all of these trying circumstances and situations, because we are meant to have lives of great, great happiness and great prosperity and great health and great loving relationships. And of course, to get there, to understand that and to truly appreciate it, we need to abide ourselves in God's time. So in all things, abide yourself in God's time. All right, I'd like to invite you then to join me in prayer. Eternal and loving God, we thank you for this thing called time. We thank you for allowing us to know that indeed all great things are meant for us from beginning to end. We thank you for giving us the patience and the understanding to abide in your time and know that it is indeed your desire that we have lives of great happiness, great health, great prosperity, and great loving relationships. We thank you, Divine One, for being with us and within us in every circumstance and every situation. We thank you in the name of faith, in the name of hope, and in the name of love. Amen.